Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go, let's go. Ow, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show.
Good morning, crew. What up? What up? Shout out to the crew for being here. Thank y'all. It is 12:15 Thursday, December 15th, 7:18 a.m. here, and it's 33 degrees outside. It's like about to snow today. So I ran my ass outside with my little dog because it's raining right now. I'm trying to get him out because I don't know how long the show is. I don't want to hold his stuff. So pardon my dust. Pardon me for being late, but thank you for being here today. Shout out to the crew. As always, hashtag news crew. Thank y'all for being here. Today is a local news, all things local news. You know, we're gonna get into everything today. Shout out to those members and moderators who support the chat. Thank you. I always appreciate y'all. Every time I see y'all and recognize y'all faces light up in blue, light up in green. Thank you for being here. You know you part of that A list. You part of that list. Like I said, we got a lot of things to get into today. We're going to talk about little political stuff. We're going to get into some crazy shit going on in America. We're going to end on some couple stories, and then we're going to end on a really, really sad story, but I really wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. So thank you for being here with me today. If you have not already hit that like, what are you waiting for? All likes matter here, and all likes are counted. They're necessary to help my channel grow. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, and turn on those notification bells. You never know what I'm gonna chop up and what I'm gonna upload or what I'm gonna do. And I support and thank y'all for supporting my uploads. I appreciate it so much, crew. When y'all check out uploads, even if it's from the live that we talked about, I thank y'all so much. And if you want to send a cash app, feel free to do so. $ Roman L Jackson. All love is appreciated. Everything here is appreciated. Shout out to the crew. We about to get into it today. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I need to do that today. It's a tea day, and I got this special kind of tea. It's called Harley and Sons or some shit like that, but it's the tea that background singers use. I was online looking to see what was the best, most expensive, good for you tea, like when you do speaking things, and this Harley and Sons tea came up, and I got this peppermint like oil flavor. It is so potent. It is so good. It is so everything. The container packaging, everything was great. So I ordered some of that, and I'm doused up on it. I got like 3 bags in here, but it's really, really good. Even look at the bag. Hold on. I know, but look at the bag. See how different the bag is from my green and my other tea. I always mix teas, but it's really, really good. And it does do something to your throat. I don't know what it is, but I feel mentholy and all in my throat. So shout out to the crew. Good morning, y'all. Welcome back for another show. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Naries, good morning. And shout out to you. I see you being here on time. Good morning. Hey, Brick Girl. Good morning to you. What up, Ox City 805 Queen? Good morning. Tristan Bell, good morning. Thank you for being here. Memba, where your king at? Running across the street. Patrice Cunningham, aka Internet Granny, good morning. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Mrs. G. So, good morning to everybody. We got a very, very interesting show today. Everything is in the description box. Everything that you want to know that we're going to talk about today on today's show. We're going to go up through the highs, up through the lows. So I'm reminding you now, it is a trigger. Today's show is definitely a triggering show. But there is going to be a keyword for today's show, and it was used yesterday, and it'll be used tomorrow. And I hope you guys remember the keyword. If you remember it and you guess it correctly, tomorrow's Cash App prize is $50. Okay, all I want you to do is drop the word in your Cash App, and you get a prize of $50, part of our holiday weekly giveaway. So thank you though for those who participated. And just try to look for a word that you see like Roman. What are you trying to say? Before I do that, I wanted to do a couple of announcements. A couple of announcements. The first one I wanted to talk about was rest in peace. Rest in peace to DJ Steven Twitch. Rest in peace to him. Now it's so weird because his name was like, I'm like, well, how do I know Twitch? Why is his name so recognizable to me? Well, I used to work for American Heart Association, and a part of our job was to work with a bunch of schools and getting their students to be physically fit and physically active. And DJ Twitch, and it was someone else, they were sort of our spokesperson. So I would always see material with American Heart Association, him talking and dancing. If you go on YouTube, you go Twitch, American Heart Association, you'll see some of his prep videos he did for us. And during that time, we was using it to promote. He would go to a school if they, raised the most money, or if they lost the most, whatever fitness challenge they had. He would go to their school and throw a party as a DJ and dance. And so I don't remember what school won that year, but it was so exciting during that period of time. And so when I saw this, I said, oh my God, he was such a nice person. Any video that I saw of him when it pertained to my job, he was such a nice individual. And everything I've heard from him seemed like he was a nice individual. And it's so important for us to see stories like this. And it's hard, it's bittersweet, but it's a constant reminder that we're all human beings and we all go through shit. Even your boy Roman. I saw this and I was like, damn, is that the man looking in the mirror? Because there are many times where I will come put on a front, bitch, I'm tough, I'm hard, don't say shit to me, I got it all in the bag. But y'all just don't know. Sometimes it be like, but I've never got to the point where it was suicidal, and I never got to the point where I don't feel like I can talk to someone about it. And so I wanted to bring this up because I wouldn't be Roman if I didn't do this. So here's him and his family, his wife, and I don't want to talk. I didn't want to make this about hot topics and talking about what happened, the details. We'll get into that tomorrow. But my whole focus here is simply this. I want us to understand what are the signs of depression. You go through a range of emotions here, as you can see. I'm not going to read them all off, but I want you to just take a glance at this, because you may know someone, or you may be looking at someone in your screen right now who might portray signs of this. And I want you all, as my subbies and my crew, to recognize this. I'm being candidly and very honest with you all. Even with me and any other content creators, and not just us, people in your real lives, family and friends, periods of isolation, where you see them constantly and then now they're gone. Those are moments that people may be depressing and going into themselves and isolating. Pay attention to it. Now, what can you do is the next question. It's like, okay, I know that a person is going through this. What can I do? Well, here's some tips. So first thing you should do is maybe ask them, what's going on. I wouldn't say ask them, are you thinking about killing yourself, but just ask them what's going on. How is this really affecting you? Keep them safe. You want to always try to reduce any access to lethal items or places. And most importantly to me was be there, listen carefully, and acknowledge their feelings. I think it's so important to just be there sometimes and listen to people. Not, it doesn't matter how small or large their issues are. And then connect. You know, you got the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline number. You can also text them at 988. There's also information on the internet, and then just stay connected with that individual. You know, offer follow up. You know, follow through if something happens, and just always be that outlet for a person. Now, in this situation, we don't know what happened. He left the house, didn't come back for a day, found him in a hotel. So there could have been a lot at play. But for the most part, everybody thought he was a sane, had it all, great guy. So just be mindful of that because it is a real reality out here in the world. And just rest in peace. Yes, rest in peace. Hey, Sticks girl. Good morning. Good morning. And so I think another announcement. Did I want to talk about? Yeah, I did want to talk about this. I thought it was interesting. So another announcement I wanted to talk about was last night while I was scrolling Twitter, this popped up. And so apparently now, if you're doing any doxing real-time location info of anyone will be suspended as it is a physical safety violation. This includes posting links to sites with real-time location info, posting locations someone traveled to on a slightly delayed basis isn't a safety problem. Now, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because it's triggered a lot of discussion because, you know, we tweet in real time. Some people tweet in real time and they put their location underneath it. So what does that mean in the context of his statement? And what you're unraveling is this man has been having his jet tracked for years now. There's a Twitter account that tracked his jet. And he was okay with it when he first took over Twitter. Then he was like, nah, suspended the account. Now there's other Twitter accounts that's tracking Russian jets. They're tracking other rich folks' jets. He didn't suspend those accounts, but he did suspend the guy who was tracking his account. So stay tuned to this. I don't know what this is going to do to other platforms, but it's interesting that now doxing is becoming a very sensitive issue for Elon amidst all of the other fucking issues he has. So I wanted to talk about that before we get into today's show. All right. Let me see. It looked like something ain't even loaded right. What's going on? All right. Now, rest in peace. He was such a nice guy. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yeah. Heard so many great things about him. That was the killer part. It was like you try to go find something, you know, dig up something from his past or see anything, and you really didn't see much. I didn't see anything, you know, to like maybe he was dealing with something. I didn't see anything. Now we're in local. We're switching over to our local news section of the show today, and I again thank you all for being here. We're moving right into local news. Now, you know, I'm gonna break this down. We got 5 sections of local news today. We're gonna get into politics. We're gonna get into some crazy news. We have a sex trafficking story. We have an abused missing girl who's now been found, and she's here to tell her story. And we're gonna get into a couple of murder stories, some crime stories. So sit back, relax, and let me update you with what's going on in the world. All right, first, politics. So we got past the midterm elections, and of course, the dust is starting to settle, and we're beginning to see who's emerging as the most victorious players for the general election. Well, the Republicans are now saying they like Herschel Walker, right? But they're also saying they're going to put somebody up at the presidential general for the Republican convention against Donald Trump. And guess who they are contending for that to be? Timothy Scott. Now, Timothy Scott is the only black Republican senator in the state of South Carolina, and he's not saying he's interested. He's not doing anything like that, but he is, you know, queuing himself up, and it's sort of what I saw with Barack Obama when he was a senator in Illinois when he was doing his tour of events, and he came to our campus. No, I'm not running for president or anything like that, but he was talking about his policies and stuff like that. So he's giving me one of those vibes. Here's the thing, though. He appeals to those Republicans who are more Democratic leaning. Number two, he is the only black Republican, and Republican for that matter, who goes against Trump and has went against Trump, and Trump still likes him. Trump says nothing negative about him. Trump invited him to a meeting so they can discuss their issues. because Trump understands the dynamics that are going on here. And he also gave the GOP response to 2021 when Biden won the election. So he's getting a lot of from Senator what is his name? Governor Ron DeSantis and Governor Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo are supposed to be the Republican contenders of running for the presidential election. Y'all know what I think? I truly think that Timothy Scott, given his track record, now, as far as his policies, I haven't paid too much attention to him. I may have saw him one time before, but I haven't paid too much attention to him. But I do think he is a contender for going against Trump as the primary candidate for the Republicans in the presidential election. I definitely see that. He appeals to blacks that are Republicans. He appeals to the Democratic leaning side, and it's just the stoke they need in this general election. I told you all they're going to be pulling some tricks out their sleeve. And they want to increase their diversity. That's going to be the biggest thing for the GOPs this year, is to increase their diversity. So when 2024 comes around, they have that spin. So I'm sitting back. I'm sitting back and watch. During the Trump administration, Scott called out then president for suggesting there was blame on both sides after white supremacists organized a rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, to protest the removal of a Confederate General Robert E. Lee statue. Scott at the time said he would not defend the indefensible. The senator eventually met with Trump one-on-one to discuss the matter. And you see there is another example where Trump is like, okay, can we talk? And you don't really see that with Trump. He'll get on Twitter and start airing bitches out. But with Tim, there's this respect level, which is microcosmic of the Republican base in general. There's this, he might be okay. You got Herschel Walker and you got Tim Scott. You tell me who you choose and be honest. You know, so I'm going to stay tuned to this. I just wanted to be very forefront in the thinking. Like they said, Trump, who GOP senators rave over a potential Tim Scott presidential run. The South Carolina senator isn't committing to a White House bid yet, but his colleagues think he shall have a shot in a possible tough field. And you know who is Senator Lindsey Graham is the other one who's saying he is tremendous. He's remarkable. I don't want to say too much, but I want to see what he's going to do. But yeah. So, all right. I mean, okay, that might be the little step in the neck that might get some tipping points at the presidential election. Good morning, Jernay. This sounds like a setup. You hear it too? Wait. Now we see the plants, right? A plant. And good morning. Good morning, one of the people in the back. Good morning, Voodoo. They're trying to gain the melanated vote. Oh, hold up. So does that mean that people are starting to see that the melanated vote matters? Is that what that means? Are you saying that that's what that means? I've been trying to build that case study through this local news show for a while now, that the black vote matters. It always will matter, but it doesn't matter to the right people. And so we're here, and you see that. You see them really trying to get these candidates. You see them really trying to pull in not only the black vote, but that diversity vote. Because there's a lot of people who are white that lean towards a lot of black issues or might support them, you know, a lot of leaning folks. And so they're trying to appeal to that base as well. Great day to you, Karen. Thank you for being here. Hey, Miss Linda B, good morning. LOL, I think it matters for their selfish reasons. Grand Rising, Zaire. Good morning, y'all. Welcome. So that's our one political story I wanted to talk about. Tim Scott. Keep your eyes out. If you hear the name now, know what it's tied to. Look deeper into the story. If you see it pop up on your phone, Tim Scott, oh, what's going on with you? Because I'm going to be doing the same thing. So by this time next year or 2 years from now, if I'm still whatever, you're welcome. All right. Now we got to switch over. Y'all. It has been so much crazy shit going on in this world. So much crazy shit going on. I literally opened my laptop up yesterday and was like, okay, what am I going to talk about tomorrow? I flipped it open and I'm like, I just typed in my keywords and I said, oh my fuck, I had over like 60 stories that I was going through and I had to dwindle them down. So I dwindled them down to all of the ones that I was like, now, you know what? This is why. But I want you just to pay attention to these stories. One thing I noticed in all these stories is that the behavior was evolved. it was behavior that had evolved to a certain point, and this is the direct result of that behavior. So I want you to pay attention. So our first story we're going to get into, this man, okay, he's in San Francisco, and he is getting off the bus, right? And so this poor woman, older black woman, pulled out her chipper card, and she gets on the back of the bus and swipes the chipper to get on. Before she knows it, she is kicked the hell out. This man kicks the fuck out of her. Now, y'all, there were so many other men around this man while he did that. There was a black man actually at the door. There were a couple of black men and women sitting. The way he kicked this woman and continued to walk like, I dare a bitch stop me. I was a little traumatized. So y'all get into this clip, and make sure y'all hit that like button too if you coming into the room. Thank you so much. Y'all get into this clip. Now it ain't no sound, so I'm gonna narrate. So you see it, right? Did y'all catch that? Now you see everybody coming to her aid. Can I go back? Can I go back? I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Now you see everybody come to her aid. Watch this one more again. A man. Now what he do? Look at the man sitting in the chair right there. She just sitting. She didn't even move a lick. She ain't come out her composure or nothing at all. That woman back there sitting like, hey, it wasn't me. Now, can I put myself back on the screen? And that's supposed to be the picture of him. This is the only identifying information they have of this man. Nobody caught him. Nobody stopped him. He's still out there right now in these streets. Don't know what the fuck his problem was. You just all of a sudden get on the bus and want to get off the bus and kick this lady. So she was rushed to the hospital. She didn't sustain any critical injuries, but this man is out on the loose, hasn't been caught in San Francisco. The witnesses said they just saw him. They really didn't capture a picture of his face. So now they're putting out this public picture. And I think this happened last Thursday, I believe. And still to this day, we don't have anybody caught. Last Wednesday. And no one's caught yet still. Man just running out. Broad daylight, 11:21, by the way. 11:21 in the afternoon. And he feels comfortable doing something like that. Y'all got to be, our women, our vulnerable population, our older population, children, y'all got to be very careful. Y'all got to be very careful because there's people out here like this who are nuts, don't even have a fucking clue of what you're going through in your day or what they're going through in their day, and they just haul off and kick you. That lady, I'm sure she's traumatized. Think about it. So the next time she gets on the bus, think about how she's going to be. I bet you she's going to use that front door, and I guarantee you she's going to have something on her, mace, a taser, something, not really uplifting us through proper policies and such. Good morning, Linda B. Yes, a whole lot of crazy. Wow. Good morning, Alfredo Bros. Thank you for being here. Good morning. So I thought that was crazy, right? Well, that's like nothing. So this woman, okay, we're going to move on to another story. This woman, Pensacola woman, Florida, shout out to Florida, okay? Charged with child abuse after allegedly throwing 2 babies to the ground. Now, if we never talk about a story about how a domestic violence story about a woman getting at it, here's one for you, okay? We got a little clip. So this woman apparently lives with this man, her boyfriend, and he has 2 kids. They're not her kids, they're his kids, and they're fairly young. And so all that day, he had been at the house with his kids, and she had been out. But she had been texting him like, fuck you, we're done, it's over. We're going off on him for some reason. We haven't got that story. I didn't get that context. And so she tells her friend, yo, I need you to come pick me up and take me over to, my boyfriend's house now. And he was like, why? No, why? He can't come get you? No. So eventually the dude obliged, took her over to the house. She goes over to the house. They start getting into an argument. She's beating his ass. Okay. She's beating his ass. And he gets a few licks in. But you know what she does? She grabs his babies and run out the door. And they're arguing out at the door. And she said, fuck you. Fuck you and these kids. Dropped right there on the ground. Dropped them babies. Dropped them right on the ground. The man was like, oh my God. She got in the car and left that came with her. He calls the same dude. I guess this must be the homeboy to everybody. Calls that same dude, hey, can you come take me and my babies to the hospital? They need it right now. They need it right now. He's like, no, I can't. I got hurt. I can't do that. So then he gets in his car. He calls 911 first and says, hey, I need an ambulance because this lady did abuse my kids and, we need to go. And the ambulance is like, well, why you can't get in the car and take them yourself? The dumbass tells them I have a warrant for my arrest, so I can't take my kids. So he hangs up the phone, then decides to take his kids to the hospital. Get to the hospital. The lady says, yeah, to the police, these kids have sustained some very bad injuries. The girl's face was slammed to the ground. Face. I would have beat that bitch ass. Fuck calling him. We didn't even get to I'm telling the story. Roman, tell the story, okay? Tell the story. Damn. So we ain't even done. Get to the hospital. Both kids are injured. Then the lady, she bring her ass in the hospital because she got a cut lip and it wouldn't stop bleeding. And so the nurse then tells the police, well, she has a bruised lip too. You know what they do? Not only do they arrest her, they arrest him for domestic violence, and then it activated the warrant. The man's in jail, she's in jail. The kids are now, I think they're at custody with the mother because it was split custody. All of this over a quarrel in a fucking relationship. Y'all get into this. This is the shit I be talking about. Kids gotta suffer at the fucking mistakes of these unwilling parents to just sit down and have a conversation. First of all, bitch, you're not gonna text me and tell me you coming to my house to do anything to me, and then you drop my kids. I would have laid your ass the fuck out and been in jail. That would have been a reason for me to get arrested. My babies, my mine. Nah, honey. Nah, I don't even play them games in real life. I'm sorry. Let me get y'all this video. Bitch had me fucked up. Check it out.
A Pensacola woman is accused of throwing 2 infants to the ground, and she's now facing child abuse charges. 20-year-old Trinity Crenshaw was arrested Saturday. Escambia County deputies haven't given a relationship between the infants and Crenshaw, but say their father, Joseph Sanders, and Crenshaw had been arguing throughout the day. At one point, Crenshaw reportedly had one child in each arm while yelling at Sanders and threw the kids on the ground. Sanders asked another man to take the kids to a hospital because he had a warrant out for his arrest. A nurse there told deputies both children were suffering from hypothermia, and one of them had visible injuries on her face. Crenshaw was booked into the Escambia County Jail without bond.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? So no kids been, they're not gonna press child abuse charges on the father. The woman is going to get, she's being charged right now with, child abuse, reckless endangerment, as well as domestic violence with the father as well. So they're both going to be charged during this argument. They're both also being held without bond. And so it's another sad little story where you get in these relationships with these people and shit, who knows how long you've been in a relationship with, but you never fucking know how far someone's rage will go. You don't think you're dating someone, you think they will honor how they feel about their own kids or kids in general and think that for your own. No one thinks in a bit of an argument, bitch, you about to take my kids. I'm thinking you, first of all, let's just be real. You can call it whatever it is, traditional, conservative values, whatever. She's a woman. So I'm thinking you're a lady. You're not going to do no shit like that. But she did. She did. Drop those fucking babies like they weren't shit. Girl, whole face got slammed. Do you not know I would have been all over her like a monkey climbing a tree? All I would have saw was feet first on something of her. Bitch. So you gotta be careful. about your relationships. You damn near need to ask people questions like, "Oh, you ever dropped some kids before?" I mean, I know it's a bit extensive, but I'm being honest. As the more I get deep into these stories, I be looking at motherfuckers like any little sign of something. I'll be thinking like, you gotta be careful. You really gotta be careful. What a shit show. Trinity looks nuts. Oh Lord, protect the children. Good morning, Coco. Hey, boo. She would have been in the morgue. The morgue. Okay, poor kids. They didn't deserve that. That's why I can't teach K through 12. I would be in prison for murdering someone in their household if I see a child from being abused. Okay, absolutely. So now, y'all think that was something? Because I'm telling you, these stories just get crazier and crazier. So now, this next story, let me just break this one down for you, okay? This next story is, where is the, why don't you always upload when I need you to upload? Okay, here you go. I think I already have it. So let's get into this next, another relationship story. So this girl, this woman, here she go. This woman goes to her boyfriend's house. Boyfriend name is Rip Quan, by the way. And this comes to us from Orlando, Florida, out of Seminole County in Sanford, right in my right dead smack in my community. So when I saw the story, I said, "Oh, let me talk about it." So this woman, she goes to see her boyfriend, I guess, at his house. He had another woman over there. Now, the woman, for all intents and purposes, could have been a cousin, a sister, a niece, and she had kids with her. So this crazy heifer shows up. She shows up to the house, going off. Outside, get into the house. So he and everybody in the house is like, "Ma'am, you got to get the fuck out and go. You have to go." So they finally get her to outside, but she's not leaving. So then the woman with the kids is like, "Well, I got to go and take my babies." But she's the only woman in the house with a car. So she walks outside with her kids, put them in the car, and then Rip Quan runs his ass out and jumps in her passenger seat and tell her to go. Well, that's where the story goes crazy. So the lady gets in her car behind them. She sped off behind him. Now the mama's driving. She's nervous. She's scared. Oh my fucking God, my baby's in the back. What the fuck you get me into? And the guy, the woman, the girlfriend, crazy bitch, she's driving behind. So she finally speeds up next to him. "Get the fuck out the car, Rip Quan." And the lady in the passenger seat, "I got my kids back here. Stop." The lady says, "Fuck your kids, bitch." That's when I would have pulled over and said, "Get your ass out the car, nigga. I'm sorry. My bad. Rip Quan, I don't get the fuck out." But no, she proceeds to go. So the lady busts the Yui in front of the car and rams the front of the car. Boom! And the lady just sits there. Rip Quan gets out the car, runs around the car, and the lady rams the car one more time. At this point, she crushes the babies in the back. They don't die, but they suffer some head injuries. He gets out the car and runs up, trying to run back to his house. She takes her car and rams him up against a fence. Get out the car, cursing him, blah, 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 get back in her car. Instead of leaving, he runs back to his house. Instead of her following him, what she do? She go and then hits the lady's car one more time because she obviously thinks that this is the woman cheating on her. The lady in the car, she calls 911. Police arrive on the scene trying to find out where the woman is and where the man is. Guess where they find the woman and the man back at his house, amicably talking on the couch. She parked her car all in the driveway. They both come out all peaceful. I said, I know you. You know what? This is why I sometimes understand when people say they don't get involved with people in domestic violence situations, because the shit goes wrong and then they be back together the next minute. But this went too fucking far. Bitch, you done rammed somebody else's child in the car. It was two kids in the back. You done knocked aside. They done got turned and sustained head injuries. The Rip Quan, obviously he didn't care about you. He got out the car and ran. Fuck your safety. Ran to the house. She went back there, pulled her car in, and went back in the house, and they talking. Now she's booked. Now she's booked. They don't have a video on YouTube of it yet. No news story of it yet, but it's I can drop rest report links from Sanford, but it had occurred December this fucking weekend. Um, the female witness who was in the passenger seat said that she didn't want to be identified, that she was not involved in the situation, that she was only there at the house because she's a friend of Raquan's. In my mind, thinking that she was a relative, a cousin, because there was other cousins in the house. And so she has been accused of criminal mischief and causing more than $1,000 in property damage. She's been arrested, but I also think that nigga needs to be arrested too. Yeah. Why you hop in my fucking car? Like, I hope she going off on him. Why you hop in my fucking car? Lock the doors on this nigga. He see me loading my kids up and he want to creep out like this is exit. No, bitch. Or I wouldn't have moved. We ain't doing that. I got the babies in the back. I got to get home. That crazy bitch might follow me. And what does she do? Follow him. If you do want to follow up on this story or want to look at it, her name is very, very weird. It's Sasha. I'm gonna put the name in the chat. Her name is Sasha Keyshawn Lemons. Taken into custody on Saturday, charged with 5 counts of aggravated battery on a person using a deadly weapon, as well as 1 count each of child neglect and leaving the scene of a hit and run. Crazy wench. Here's the her name. What? Oh, hell no. The ghetto. Quan needs to be arrested. Thank you, Alfreda. Thank you. The fuck you getting? You was an accessory to the damage. The fuck you getting in my car? And I tell you one thing, I'm never coming to his house again. That's something you'll never see. So, shout out to the woman for trying to protect her kids, because that's all you really can. Shout out to lady. Don't bring your kids around this man ever again. Now let's get into some more crazies. We ain't done with the crazies. I tell you, they get crazier and crazier and crazier. So I don't know if you all have been following this story. I followed it and I tucked it away. And I said one day it's gonna blow up and maybe it might be something. Well, we're here now. We're here. We're here now. So this guy, okay, one of Biden's, I guess he's a top nuclear waste official. Well, first let me get it right. The pronouns are they and them. They are a Department of Energy employee, top nuclear waste official, okay? Cleared by Biden and everything. Now, goes and recognizes themselves as non-binary. No pronouns. Well, get into this shit. Sam has been fired after multiple luggage theft charges reports. But that ain't the crazy part of this. So this Sam has this thing where Sam goes to the airports and steals women's luggages for their clothes and belongings, goes to the hotel and tries them on. I said, damn, why you gotta steal the luggage? It's in so many sites you can order shit off. Why you gotta steal the luggage? So in Minneapolis, back in July, at the Las Vegas airport, he stole this woman's Sam stole this woman's bag. It had jewelry, clothes, makeup, and never said nothing. She filed a report. The police held on to it. The FBI started investigating. They held on to it. Well, this motherfucker couldn't get enough. So in September in Minneapolis airport, he stole somebody else's bag. Now catch this. Look at him trying to get away with the bag. The other bag is outside his main luggage, outside Sam's main luggage. And you see it's called the victim luggage. And so they finally caught, Sam was caught. And so, the Republicans jumped all over this shit, baby. The Republicans jumped all over this. Brinton, who was appointed to his former position in June, was caught on surveillance cameras making off with a $320 bag from Las Vegas, Harry Reid International Airport baggage claim area, a bag that contained more than $3,500 worth of jewelry, clothing, and makeup. Damn, you at the DOE. Damn, nigga. I want to know what his salary was. There's no way in hell. Okay, if I am non-binary and I have this accolade, mind you, he is lauded by the Department of Energy and Biden as being their top LGBTQ spokesperson. Yeah. He's for for the people, is in parades, all that good stuff. Soon as this hit, Republicans jumped all over it. They went to Congress like, we need to get this motherfucker out. The Department of Energy let him go, terminated Sam's employment. Now the question is, how did Sam get cleared? Because in Sam's background, you're finding more information. So get into this story. Fucking crazy. I don't know. It's the United States. That's all I can say. Other than that, I don't know. Nor do I get it. Okay, here we go. I just don't know you all. And please hit that like button. Shout out to the crew for being in the building. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
You're looking photo here. A former Energy Department official facing a felony charge. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Brian Loftus.
I'm Kirsten Joyce. It's a story that 8 News Now investigators first broke. Sam Brinton's defense attorneys and prosecutors agreed on a $15,000 bail. Brinton is already out of jail.
Vanessa Murphy has more on what unfolded moments before Brinton surrendered to police this morning.
No comment from Sam Brinton as they walked from court here to turn themselves in at jail. Do you care to make a comment?
Not at this.
Did you do this, though? Did you steal the luggage?
We have no comment at this time.
There was an active warrant for Brinton for more than 5 days after Metro Police say Brinton was caught on camera stealing luggage for a second time.
So the court will go along with the agreement and set bail in the amount of $15,000.
Brinton was a deputy assistant secretary at the Department of Energy. Earlier this week, the department confirmed they're no longer an employee there, though. Brinton considered non-binary, so using the pronouns they and them. Metro Police say Brinton stole luggage from Harry Reid International Airport valued at about $3,700 in July. The case was at a standstill until police say they saw news stories about a similar allegation in Minneapolis. That case is also ongoing.
There was a mention of another case out of state, so obviously it's in your interest to stay out of trouble.
Again, we tried getting Brinton's side of the story. Would you do an interview with us down the line?
Absolutely not. Not at this time.
Why not? To give us your side of the story?
I don't have a side of the story to give.
Brinton is expected back in court here in January. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Baby, y'all want to know why he won't do no interviews? Crew, do y'all want to know why this man won't do no interviews? He ain't doing no more talking. Shit is shut up for him. Because if you go to Google right now on your phone and type Sam Brinton in, you may have to go to page 2 or page 3. Nothing but porn comes up. Sam is freaky. Sam was in Playboy. Sam has a fetish. Sam has some issues going on, okay? And it's coming out later. Remember how I talked about earlier at the show? We're watching people where their behavior has evolved and now we see it. Here's another prime example of that. That behavior had always been there. I had to go. I was looking. I'm like, nothing turned me on, baby. Soft like a noodle. Like, oh, okay. They doing this. Okay. But no, man, no, Sam. It's embarrassing for Biden because if they did a thorough background check, you would have found some things that would deter someone from appointing Sam. Not saying nothing wrong, but mentally, Sam as the assistant deputy for the Department of Energy, nuclear, because there were issues of, I think there was a sexual assault case. Well, years ago, I think it was in the early 2000s, but stuff like that still carries weight. I don't know. And so now you got Fox running a show recently saying, how did Sam get cleared? And so they're pouncing on this fucking story. Hide your suitcases from Sam. Okay, Sam, this dude doesn't know how his actions are damaging. Okay, you already know. Some people are dumb as fuck. Sam looks dopey and crazy. That's what they get, though. No background check, none. They did not do a thorough background check. Sam is crazy. They probably stole the luggage to improve fashions, because what I just seen, Sam's fashions are a travesty. I'll be your freakazoid. Come on and wind me up. Why goes to Google and page 2 or 3. Sammy the freakazoid. Did they not vet him? That's the thing. That's what people are jumping over. They're like, was Sam not vetted? Exactly. Okay, human hysteria. That's what I said. You got somebody like this over the nuclear waste department, and they had top clearance, had authorization, and oversaw people. Okay. All right, Biden. I know you're trying to remember. I told y'all this again. I'd be all for diversifying and mixing up the bunch, but I also am for qualifications. You got to be qualified. I don't give a fuck who, what, where it is. You got to be qualified, and you need to be checked. There's no way you can come to me as a citizen and not tell me who the person is. Just tell me the feed. Say, Roman, would you want someone who in 2000s, early 2000s, had a assault charge that was dismissed? Would you want them working in the nuclear waste department? Well, I'll be like, well, what was it about? Give me some more details. Nobody vetted that. Nobody asked. And everybody said, oh, no, it's okay. It's fine. Sam knows what Sam's doing. Clearly. Okay. Someone slipped up on the background check. How embarrassing to be caught in the airport stealing luggage. Like, now you got to go around. Bitch, we ain't never going on trips together. You're going to always see me with no bags. Where your luggage at? Why you want to know? I be shading the fuck out of him all the time. I would have no luggage. Be in the airport. Where your bags at? They done been, bitch. I flew my bags earlier. I put my bags earlier because I didn't, bitch. I don't know what you going for, but they're already. They at the hotel locked up. Just think about relatives in the same room, bitch. We be, we really got to talk about this. What's going on? Sam the Go-Go dancer. Child, listen, GOP has their share of freaks too now. Don't listen, okay? That part of the diversity cabinet had a little too much pepper, a little too spicy. They better go check his caseloads. He was supposedly done worked, okay? Okay, Sammy. Sam wouldn't be able to step foot in my house, okay? I am not surprised. They do pick people to fit narratives. That's exactly what it is. Finding somebody to fit a narrative. I'm not going any. You damn right. The next thing you know, we in the store. They looking at us. First thing I would do, Sam. What did you grab? That is a bag. To be so high up at the Department of Energy, and you got the connotation. Like everyone looks at you as like the bag stealer. I FedEx my bags. Okay, Sam. So I'm gonna stay tuned. He's embarrassed. I wonder what other but here's the thing. I instantly said this. Sam will always find a job though. That's the thing. Sam will get a job next. It always works like that. Sam will have a job somewhere else. Look, he got a job at the fucking Biden administration, Department of Energy, with having an existing case. And let me throw allegedly up there because it was dismissed. Allegedly, honey, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly all the way down. Sam, don't come over here with that shit, nigga. It is definitely all motherfucking day. Okay? Allegedly, bitch. All right. So I'm gonna stay tuned to this story. We gonna keep our foot on the gas on this one. Now, did y'all think the crazy just had let up? Did y'all think the crazy let up? The crazy ain't let up. We still got some craziness to go. So this is for my ladies, and this is for the men too. Shit, from men and ladies, children, everybody. Pay attention to your surroundings at all fucking times. I don't think I can say it enough. Pay attention to your surroundings at all fucking times, okay? Now, let's get into this next story. So fucking sad. Woman dragged during the brazen daylight at car theft at New York gas station. So check this out before I show you the footage. This lady, like any of us would do, get out our car, especially when your driver's door is on the far outside of the gas pump, meaning you got to walk around. Walked around, put her card in, filled her pump up, not knowing that someone had jumped in her car on the other side, got into the front seat, started that bitch, and drove off, to the point that she was still with her hand on the pump and got dragged into the street So she's so traumatic. She don't want to go on camera. She don't want to talk about it. She's fearing for her life. Her car's gone, missing. No one. Now I instantly said, well, they can't track the cell phone in the car left. You can't track nothing. To now they're still looking for the person. So get into this story. And I want you to see how quick this shit happens with this lady at this gas station. Like in the fucking blink of an eye. I said, that could have been any of us. You think I ain't finna be watching? I mean, I already watch, bitch. I be like, I got car mirrors on me. I be watching. But damn. She's scared now. It's called post-traumatic stress disorder. And shout out to the crew. Hit that like button.
There are times when it leaves you shaking your head, and this is one of them. A woman pumping gas into her car on Long Island when suddenly gets into her car and steals it. The woman tries to hang on. Now, most people leave their keys in the car when they pump gas, but maybe we should rethink that. Talking to the victim tonight. Now,
So that woman does not want her face shown, but she tells me that she's frustrated and angry that a group of thieves would try to steal her SUV at the pump here. Well, they dragged her. She wouldn't let go of the car. She landed in the road here, and get this, it was all caught on video.
Still trying to process it. A bit shaken up.
Frightening moments for this woman dragged from Glenhead named Cindy. Watch as she's pumping gas on the passenger side as this white Cayenne creeps up along the driver's side. A man gets out and ducks as he quietly gets in and pulls off.
I initially thought that my car was not in park and started to drive away, so I tried to chase the car down, and they ended up dragging me into Glen Cove Road.
Cindy says she thought she locked the doors. She left her SUV running to warm it up. The gas station owner heard her scream.
She was scared. I feel bad. That's no good.
Amanda Reynolds saw the attempted carjacking and called 911.
I just saw her following the car and being dragged into the middle of the road.
Cindy hurt her hands, wrists, and ankle.
On my knee, I have a pretty big patch of road rash on here when I was dragged. It hurts. And my ankle, I must have landed when I rolled off the car or something. Feels like I may have sprained it.
Terrifying.
Cindy's husband, Stephen, returned to the scene.
Since they knew that there wasn't a fob in the car, they turned around, they dropped it off over there. They took her purse, the laptop, all of her business stuff, and they just abandoned the car.
Thieves damaged their SUV.
Gas, the door's broken because they pulled away while the pump was in.
Cindy is not alone. Nassau County Police say the 6th precinct, which includes Glenhead, has had 132 cars stolen between January and October of this year. That's a 123% jump from last year. Her husband has a strong message for the thieves.
Come after somebody that could actually put up a physical challenge, not a woman that can't put up a physical challenge. You're a coward.
A whole fucking coward. And pardon me, the car was stopped. Stopped at the car was stopped because the fob wasn't in the car. Now here's my fucking thing too. Woman, lady, don't be in the news camera describing your injuries. You ain't been in court yet, honey, when he get charged. Cause all of that is evidence. You want to get the maximum sentence. You should have been on the ground giving that interview with your neck slipped. Bitch, I would have been you know, come on now. We want this person to be held at the highest extent of law. Y'all got to be careful, because even I had to look like, wow, this person actually ducked down, and opened the door and got in the car and drove off. Thank God it was a fob kind of car where you don't need the actual key inside. And good morning, Rochelle. Rochelle, good morning. Thank you for coming through. He must be pretty intelligent. Sam, just like we do in our community, we be pissed when they paint us in a negative light. First thing we ask, what color was he? Sam said they pulling the Denzel, not leaving anywhere empty-handed. Okay, y'all ain't right. Facts. So that's why I stay in the house. You have to be super smart to work nuclear. Sam is the type of person, when you invite over, you lock your closet doors up and keep them downstairs. Where the bathroom at? Damn, this nigga go upstairs. You gotta escort them all, and you sitting right outside it. Oh, you right there? Yeah. I was in my room. You come right out when they come out. Come on, let's go. Sams are everywhere. Okay, wow. Oh my God. Oh hell. Damn, Sam's still real bad. People don't lock their doors when pumping gas. I do. I'm surprised she left her keys in her car. I keep my keys on. Jump from a Porsche to steal her car. My gas tank will open unless I remove the keys. I was wondering why she was chasing the car. So now she has to worry about identity theft too. So they decided to dump the car. Yes. Yep. Yeah, Risa. She must have been listening to this song. I keep holding on. I keep holding on. Hey, Zap. Good morning, Zap. Zap. What up, Zap, for you? Yeah, a coward, but a crook always look for a mark. Zaire. Oh, the fob wasn't in the car. I'm not chasing anything. I wasn't either. Bitch, I'm falling to the ground. Calling the police. That part. Same. Take it. It's replaceable. Laid out like a snow angel giving that interview. Period. My whole leg would have been in the air. You can't move your leg. No, call the police. While we're doing the interview, get all of this on camera. You calling the police. All of that shit would have been on camera. Period. Where's the bathroom at? Okay. I turned around to make sure the pump side. Okay. Talking about where the bathroom at. Go outside to the tree. Sam got to go outside. I turned around and make the pump. I turned around to make sure the pump side is the gas side. Oh, see, that's smart. I look all around me when I pump gas. That was a white Porsche Cayenne that he got out of. You ain't right. That was my song. Crew, shout out to the crew, and thank y'all for being here. Before we get into this next story, can y'all please hit that like for me? Give me some love real quick. Show me some love. Show me some love real quick, y'all. Hit that like. Give me up there. I appreciate it. All right. So we not done. I told y'all we ain't done with the crazy. Y'all look at that. Y'all see this? See that we ain't even done. We ain't touched some of the folks on this on here on this little thumbnail. So after Sam, after the woman gets dragged, can we get into this crazy sex trafficking story? Now, we haven't really covered any stories like this because I don't really, it happens, but you never really get a victim who comes out and actually can tell you what happened. Well, baby, this Genesee County man accused of kidnapping a woman for weeks threatened to kill the victim with foul teeth. I'm going to play this clip for y'all, but let me tell you the story. So this woman was kidnapped by this man, this crazy looking man who filed his teeth down. I think it's on. Is it on the plugger? I think I had to show you. Y'all see the teeth down there filed down? Bitch, whoa. So he filed his teeth down, kidnapped this woman, kept her in this house. She was getting raped daily, in and out, different men. And she tried to escape one time, right? And he caught her and told her, bitch, if you do it again, I will eat your fucking vocal cords. I will eat your throat. I said, whoa. And then finally she was pregnant. So she had to go to the hospital. And that's when she got her escape and was able to call the police and let them know what was going on. And he was caught. But y'all get into this crazy ass story. This shit had me. I was like, so you mean to tell me somebody can actually file their own fucking teeth down like that? What is wrong with people?
A bizarre case out of Genesee County tonight where a man is in custody accused of kidnapping, sexual assault, and a host of other felonies, including threatening to kill his alleged victim with his teeth that he'd filed into points like something out of a horror movie. Mara McDonald live tonight. Mara, the sheriff showed where he was being held.
Well, where she was being held, Devin, and yes, it is. The details of this are just so awful. This woman was being held in what was or is essentially a flop house in a filthy room.
Shout out to the crew, 50 in the chat. Thank y'all. Okay, let me go back to sharing. Y'all always make me proud when I see that. That always, thank you so much. All right, let's get back into it.
Bound to a mattress and a bed in a door that was locked and windows that were actually screwed shut. Let me show you.
These are the kinds of things that happen in Genesee County They happen in Flint. They happen in Michigan. They happen around the country. People that have teeth that are filed down to points, that are threatening to rip out the throat of victims.
Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson going public with the case of 36-year-old Michael Barajas, who detectives say groomed and ultimately kidnapped a 20-year-old woman, holding her against her will, where she was raped by multiple men.
She not only tried to escape once, not only just twice, it took 3 times for her to try to escape.
Swanson says he screwed the windows shut and had locks on the doors. Barajas allegedly telling her he'd rip her throat out with his teeth, that he'd filed into points if she tried to run again. She was ultimately rescued when she ended up in Hurley Hospital because of a medical emergency related to a pregnancy.
We are still actively looking into this case. We know that this guy with those teeth and that guy that matches the description that is under arrest, there's more out there.
Back here live, the sheriff says while they have Barajas in custody, they are still looking for the men who sexually assaulted this woman repeatedly.
Them damn teeth. The way that man kept showing them teeth. This man, man, these teeth. It's a lot of people out here with teeth like this. I say I'm back here like, damn, it is. People are out here filing their teeth down like that, talking about they gonna eat your throat, and you talking about we got regular people walking on the street. The minute somebody walk in a store or a restaurant ordering food with teeth like that, the police should be called. That is not no cosmetic. No, sometimes we got to start talking about how bodily transformation can be a threat just to other people. Your teeth, bitch, he can cut me. Oh, hell no. You never date no man like that. Teeth like that, tell you that you gonna cut my throat. You got one time to tell me some shit like that. Thank fucking God, y'all. Thank God this is one story. One story where the girl, the victim who was sexually trafficked, she was saved. She, was able to be rescued. And this jackass is now facing these charges. What kind of screw loose facing 7 felony counts, including kidnapping, criminal sexual conduct, and assault with a dangerous weapon. The girl was 20 years old. She was kidnapped and raped by a man while being tied to a bed in a room where the windows were screwed shut and the doors were locked. He chased her, of course, when she tried to, and told her he'd rip out her throat. What kind of fuck shit is that? Bitch, what? I hope she put all kind of charge. I hope it to the highest extent of law. You don't need to come out. You need to be on every registry for every weapon. And I ain't never know that it was a lot of people around the country with teeth like this. That really got me. I said, damn. Good morning, Voodoo. Thank you for being here. You always on time. Anytime y'all stop through, y'all ain't never late. It ain't never late. It could be about to end. Yeah. As soon as I see y'all faces, I'm like, okay, y'all ain't through. So thank you. Even if it's a pop in. Maybe a car to blend in if they're in a wealthy area. I rang the bell when I came in. Only proper. Thank you, Patrice Cunningham. And good morning to you, Internet Granny. Again, you. Wow. Probably stole that one. He looked like a straight demon. That's what I was thinking. Oh, the car, he probably did steal that car. Oh my God, you're right. Oh my God, you're right. Y'all are sounding off on these teeth. First thing popped in my head, weird ass motherfucker. The tattoo on the face is a dead giveaway. He crazy. I see a photo of Tim Scott. Tim Scott. Tim Scott, you got to listen to it. Tim Scott is going to be the next presidential GOP candidate to go against Trump. Mark my words. They are already eyeing this man. Already. And when you eye this early, like how Barack Obama was eyed so early, they're putting all bets on him. So check it out the beginnings, that yeah, I really do. I think I'm trying to we saying it's 2 years ahead, but I want y'all to always stay tuned. Thank you. Shout out to the crew. Thank you for the cash app. Oh sweet. Oh no, he need an exorcism. That is so sad. So did little bro got caught. Yep. So very sad. Oh my God. Yes. Please drop a crown in the chat. Okay. This is some disgusting shit. Oh my God. How can you do that to your teeth? Oh no, baby. I rebuke it in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. George Washington, wooden teeth. Wow. Still here. Thank you, Stiggs Girl. Shout out to Stiggs Girl. This is giving me Saw vibes, baby. Wooden teeth. What does he mean? There are more men out there with teeth. Linda, are you with me? I'm back there like, I was like, for real? Damn, police need to fingerprint the whole house. Bingo. Bingo. You right. Date law. Look like he chewing rocks. I'll get my deer hunting rifle and give him a mouth of gums. People have lost it. Okay, he rolled the rocks. Demon time. Thank goodness she got away. A lot of people. Okay, I keep thinking you talking to me. I'm sorry. They think I'm you all the time. I don't know what to say. Oh. Good morning, Nadine. Good morning. Thank you for coming through. Okay, a whole cutie. Don't get me in trouble. Do you think the majority in the Republican Party is done with Trump in office? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my God, absolutely. The GOP is so embarrassed. They don't know how to distance themselves without riling up Trump because they know that it's only so much they can do. He still has a very active base. He almost built it into sort of like a cult following with the MAGA brand and the hats. He can be gone, but that MAGA brand and group is still going to exist. And that's when you know you have a problem. That's why they were saying that it's going to be another party. It ain't that big now. Don't come on now. They ain't got that much money. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. You see half the MAGA voters are in rural areas, baby. Lots that cost $26,000 on a lot of acres. Folks ain't got that much money. We ain't going that far now. Okay. Trump will burn down the GOP if he not the nominee. I hope he does. Okay. I hope he does too. And I love the fact that y'all so in tune with all of that good stuff. Thank y'all. That's why y'all. So after we get through saw teeth, right? Now we're gonna switch over to a new topic. We out the crazies, and we're gonna get into this story of this girl, right? She ran away, and they reported her missing for almost a year. And she finally showed back up alive. Now let's talk about this story. So her name is Kamaria Johnson. And Kamaria Johnson, at the time, she was about 16. And and she had in May of 2021, on Friday, she was went missing on May 2021, and on this past Friday, she was recently found safe. Now, here are the crazy details of this story. So the girl, she had lived with her father and her mother. They had split custody. And so on the night in Given back in May, her father had punched her in the face and kicked her to the ground because they had gotten into an argument. He wanted her to clean the kitchen or do something. And at the time, she was already doing something else, or it was some fussle. And he kicked her in the face, punched her to the ground, daughter. And he had been abusing her a whole while. And the girl had been telling them, Mom. Oh, we're going to get into Mom, family, friends. Yeah, my dad is beating me. Nobody listened to her. Nobody cared. So on that night, he told her, and the next morning, you need to pack your shit up and get up and go. I'm done with you. So she did that, and she was never to be seen. They said the last video footage they got of her was going to the highway, hitching a ride to the nearest gas station, and from there, that's the last tracks they saw of her until she turned 18. And when she turned 18, she reached back out to her mom and said, hey, Mom, it's me. I'm just letting you know I'm safe. She still didn't tell her mom where she was because she didn't know if she could trust her mom. She thought her mom would tell the police, and the police would then send her right back to her dad. So after having a conversation with her mom and talking, she finally said, Mom, I'm in Memphis. Come get me, Mom. I'm ready to come home. Because she was old enough, she felt like even if we went to the courts, they ain't gonna do nothing to me. I got my own will. So her mom went and got her, drove her to 6 hours, drove her daughter back. And last Friday, her mom took her to the police station and said, my daughter is safe. I got my daughter back. But yeah, before I give my commentary, y'all check out this story. y'all check out this story. Shout out to Kamaria Johnson. Sometimes, we have to hear stories like this so we understand exactly what some victims are going through.
A Radcliffe teenager missing for more than a year is finally home safe.
WDRB's Katrina Nichols spoke. Katrina?
Kamaria Johnson was in Memphis, Tennessee, and it wasn't where she expected to end up, but says she was safe, and that is safer from her father, who she said would physically beat her and left her no choice but to fend for herself.
He had punched me again in the face, and I fell on the floor, and he started stomping on me. And then before he sends me back to my room, he tells me that in the morning I gotta go. It's just there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I have to leave.
Johnson went missing the summer of 2021. Police said they had last seen her at a gas station in Meade County. Now Johnson is back with her mother. She's 18 years old and says while there's healing to be done, there is a lot to look forward to and catching up to do with her family who she hasn't seen.
I'm looking forward to seeing her graduate and walk across the stage, and just seeing her smile every morning, just hearing her voice, seeing her, having her near me.
Johnson says she plans to graduate high school and then go to college, but top of her mind is spending time with her family this Christmas. Tonight at 11, we talk about how she found her way back to Kentucky with photojournalist Emily Evans, Katrina Nichol, WDRB News.
So, yes, we're very happy that she found her way back home. We're very happy that she gets to spend time with her mom and bond with the family, so that, they can heal. But like I told you at the beginning of this live, all these stories are based out of evolution. And I feel like this is behavior that has evolved to the point where it got serious, where she had to run away for her own safety. Like someone put in the chat, she had no other options. She had to go. Can you imagine being beat every day as a child, helpless by your father, the man that you know is the strongest in your life, and then telling your mom and everybody else, and they don't believe you? So I could see the pain in her mother's eyes, and watching her mom give I want to heal with my daughter. I could see, like, yeah, I know you feel guilty as fuck. I know you feel guilty as fuck. And all it took was for you to do something, but instead doing nothing, it allowed the behavior to evolve. And now we got this. So yeah, there's gonna be some healing. But let me tell you this. And like when I went through my therapy session, make sure you say everything you need to say to your mom. You have to do that because you're going to hold stuff and you're going to be harboring feelings. Say it all, girl. You didn't believe me. I was your daughter. I couldn't trust you. All of those things, you need to get it off your chest. So that's where the healing begins. Because if you just come back, oh, thank you all, thank you. And maybe the 6 hours drive in the car, y'all did that. Because I can't imagine y'all have been gone so long, and in that 6 hour, there was no, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sure the mom broke down. And I don't want to put you on the fence because you could have been being abused. You could have had things going on in your life too. I don't know. But all I'm saying is that you got to accept some of that. You got to. Fucking crass ass dad. Are you kidding me? You gonna punch her in the face and kick her to the ground? You're a child, bitch ass nigga. The fuck your own child though? I can't imagine. Wow. The length she had to go through to protect herself. How come the mama did not do anything if she was aware of the abuse? And this is why they're not charging the father. Because if you charge the father, you have so many other people to charge. And she's older now, so she doesn't even want to bring charges. Father's not charged, mom's not charged. So your child had to go through all of this shit in her life to get to this point where now you all are healing in a relationship. That shit is suck. That's tough. For me, I know I'm a vindictive, stubborn ass individual. My father would have been charged. I know, me. Yes, Dad, you would have been charged. Punching me in the face and repeatedly being abused in your household, and knowing that I've told and shared it with everybody else, and I got no kind of help until I did this. And the only sort of get my victory and my justice is to charge you, I have to, because it's gonna burn me up. I ain't gonna be able to enjoy happy moments like that, especially with you around, because I'm gonna feel like you did me wrong. And I'm glad she was safe the whole fucking time. The girl went to go, she enrolled herself in classes, started school, got a job, went to a shelter for a year. Girl, you damn near, I hate to say it, but in your most worst period of your life, in your survival mode, you damn near raised your own self. That's something worthy to be thought of. So you get a cheer for that. We're cheering at that. We're cheering at that. You get a huge cheer for that. I can only fucking imagine. Shit hurt me. Such a happy ending. Oh, I know what she is feeling, right? I'm glad that she got her daughter back. Poor baby, so sad. Thank goodness she was safe and sound. How did her mama not see bruises and such? Voodoo. Parents gotta listen. We normalize physical abuse so much we don't have to use the extremes that were to us. Sam and Tim smiles are freaking me out in the screen picture. Oh my god! And I didn't even notice that they both were gonna be put here like that. Now that you said that, Risa, I can pay attention to that when I create my thumbnails. Who gonna be on the sides? Thank you. See how y'all help me be a great content creator? My question exactly, Voodoo. If everyone knew about the abuse, how come she didn't? Was she afraid of the father? That's what I thought. The mother was also abused by the father at some point, and she too was afraid of the father. You got mothers afraid to kick their arse out. It's sickening. My husband can't raise his voice too loud at our kids, or I'm jumping. I told you how my TT was. Don't be saying that. We have to undo that dysfunctional behavior, okay? Patrice, I had to run to keep my mom from being beat when I told her, baby. And those stories stick with us for a long time. They stick with us. Those childhood memories of seeing your parents go through domestic violence stick with you for a long time. And then my therapist told me all the time, she's like, your most traumatic experiences, whether they were good or bad, those are the ones you're going to remember forever. That's why it's always best you make moments and memories and don't think about material things, because you won't remember all of that shit, but you will remember the moment going into the store, making that purchase. So make it a moment and experience. Just me blabbing, but I hope they lock his ass right on up, okay? And they won't. Hitting in the face, especially there, and he probably was doing the same. He would get a special pot of fish grease, okay? My father would have been charged. You abused me to the point that I further risked my life to run away until I was 18. Lock him up. Risa, same fucking page. How many in our community say that? How I was raised and I turned out fine. Yeah, you right though. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. But see, at a point, somebody got to break that cycle in the lineage, like because it just keeps evolving and evolving and evolving. My father kicked me and punched me in the face, so now I'm gonna strangle my kids. What the fuck? No, none of that was right. I'm sorry you got punched, Dad. I'm sorry you got kicked, Dad. But don't be trying to strangle me. I will get your ass locked up. Fuck that. Yes. Okay, lock her dad up and let your teeth be a cellmate. I can't with y'all today. I can't. Yes, please make sure y'all hit that like button. Please make sure y'all hit that like button. Now we got 2 more stories to go. And these are our stories. These are our next topic. Our stories where we're getting into criminal, very much so criminal behavior. Now, this first story is so fucking sad. I mean, they both are so fucking sad, but this first story just got me. So we got this young man, Zaire Crumbly is his name, strolling out of a building after allegedly killing his 16-year-old girlfriend. Can we talk about it real quick? Can we talk about it? So Zaire Crumbly was dating this girl, and her name was Saniyah Lawrence. Rest in peace, Saniyah Lawrence. Say her fucking name, Saniyah Lawrence. She was 16 years old, okay? I'm going to give my commentary after I play the video and all that good stuff, because you know I'm spazzing already. As I already said, it came out my mouth. She was 16 years old. She was 16 years old living with this 18-year-old man who had a rap sheet He was a robber. He likes to rob. He was robbing stores. He had 2 charges for robbery. And so she was dating him, and they ended up moving in together to this apartment complex. And so, by all accounts and purposes, all the neighbors said they heard abuse. In the middle of the night, the girl would be screaming and yelling and running, and he would be throwing and fighting, and all you heard. And one of the neighbors said that it's so funny because they saw a mat outside the door that said grateful. And the woman was like, grateful for all that shit you going through? You're grateful? And what kills me is that, so on the night it happened, shortly before her demise, the store, they lived like 3 houses down from a bodega, a store on the corner. And the store owner said they would come in all the time. So on this day, they had came into the store, and they would typically go to the ATM, and he would buy him an Arizona iced tea. But he said the girl wouldn't say much, head down, wouldn't say much. First sign. So on the day in given, they came to the store, same routine. But on this day, she asked for something. And the Zaire Crumbly turned to her and made a loud remark like, the owner didn't hear, but he was frightened himself. And so he didn't see anything else. Later that evening, neighbors say they got into an argument. They were fighting, and it was more intense than before, all out. He ended up stabbing her in her neck, busting out the door, running out. Camera footage catches him running out and looking behind himself. Neighbors, after hearing this, they come out in the hall. People call the police. She's rushed to the hospital, and she's pronounced dead. Now, here's where, I'm definitely giving commentary on it, but I'm letting y'all know. The grandma and the family, fathers can't even talk. He's too shaken to talk. But the grandmother comes out and says she was a beautiful girl. Anybody around her loved her so, and, she was a wonderful girl, great child. So if she was all of that, how in the hell do you let your 16-year-old grandchild slip from your arms to be living with an 18-year-old thug? Okay, stop giving my commentary. So grandma said that she met him months and months and months ago. And that when she first met him, he just was like, he didn't give her a good impression. He rubbed her the wrong way. So she just didn't want to see him anymore. And that was it. That was the last time she ever saw him. And then this situation happens. It's so fucking sad. The girl was 16 years old. They both were fucking babies in my eyes. She's 16. He's 18. He ain't no fucking head of no household. That nigga ain't got no money like that. And when you see him in this picture, you can tell he's impoverished. The boy is living in poverty. I'm sure the household was very much so poverty line. And this is what, oh, my beautiful baby, this is what y'all was cool with. Let's get into this. Let me show y'all this. Told y'all that the ending would be the one that gets us.
A young baby, and she lost her life.
Harlem neighbors standing with a devastated family as they make it senseless.
It hurts my heart. I know the mother and the father and the family is in pain.
On a cold December night, a vigil was held for 16-year-old Saniyah Lawrence. Sanaya's family says she was a victim of domestic violence.
Saniyah should have been given a chance. Saniyah was failed.
Yes.
We failed her.
Sunday evening, just before.
I'm sorry. I had to stop there. Who failed her? Who failed her? Cause, okay, all right. I'm sorry. Who failed her? It's an immediate group of people you can say failed this 16-year-old girl immediately. Immediately. There's no fucking way a parent is letting their 16-year-old girl. The girl don't even look like she is older than fucking 15. She looks like a young girl. I'm not letting my baby no thug. Are you fucking kidding me? We here we go with this we shit. Remember who else said we? Was that Kanye West or some damn. Who was it? We were just talking about him at the Jewish thing, saying this we shit. Don't include me in your shit. Tell the story. Don't include me in it though. We.
6 p.m., a 911 call led police to this horrible building. In apartment 1A, they found Saniyah with a stab wound to the neck. She died at the hospital. One neighbor said there were signs of trouble before Sunday.
I always had concern about what was going on in that apartment. It definitely made me fearful for who was in the apartment.
Police quickly identified a suspect in the teen slaying, 18-year-old Zaire Crumbly, Saniyah's boyfriend. After a 24-hour manhunt, Crumbly turned himself in. Crumbly is now charged with murder.
There's a way that they entered into this situation of taking a life and losing life.
Aisha Sekou of Street Corner Resources said Saniyah's death should be a wake-up call for this community to call out domestic violence before it is too late.
Some people say, well, if you call the police, it's snitching. No, in this case, it would have been saving a life.
Domestic violence is something we take very, very seriously.
And this evening, we learned Saniyah, student at the Frederick Douglass Academy, just a few away from here. Several of her classmates attended the vigil to say goodbye to their friend.
So fucking unfortunate. So fucking unfortunate. Rest in peace, Saniyah Lawrence. And I'm so sorry this happened to you. And I absolutely would have expected a lot better from a family who spoke so highly of their 16-year-old. You know, you typically don't hear somebody say that their 16-year-old in these circumstances are facing this kind of trauma and grief. Now y'all look at this thug on this fucking screen. Y'all check his ass out. Why do people think they got the right to just be trying to beat on people? That shit kills the fuck out of me. It hurts my soul. Yes, it does. It fucks with me mentally. No one has the right to put their hands on no fucking body. You don't own me, bitch. Fuck you think you is. Y'all see the footage here now of him walking out after he did that. Y'all see that shit? Like it's cool. He gonna look back once. Ain't nobody seen him. No, bitch, you saw. Fuck wrong with you? So thank God this man was apprehended and brought in to face charges for the senseless killing of this one. Rest in peace. Now, I don't understand how the grandmother or they don't really speak about the mother, but they do speak about the father. So maybe the mother didn't want to speak. How y'all can feel any kind of way? 16-year-old girl, 16, she can't be no head of no household. There's so many things that she hasn't gone through, and now she can't. She can't. She's just left. Black girls are the most vulnerable. Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. I had friends in high school. The boyfriend killed his girlfriend and himself. They were 16 and 17. Why didn't they call the cops? How she ended up living with him? Sounds like baby girl just really wanted somebody to love her. She ignored the signs. I've been there. Oh, her family failed her. Right, the family failed completely. They must have been scared of dude. That was his name, Van Jones. Van Jones. Don't be saying that fucking weed shit. There's a song from the 70s, What You Mean Me, White Man, that came up in my head random. The people closest to her failed her. May she rest in peace. Them men in jail gonna handle that but that's what it sounds like. Let's normalize not mind our business when you know something in the milk ain't clean. This woman said, one of the neighbors said in the article that one night that it got so bad, she just got up and went and got her something to eat because she couldn't deal with the sound anymore. She couldn't take it anymore. The fuck you mean? I'm not leaving. Let me call the police so something else can happen upstairs. What you talking about? You're right. Stop normalizing it like, it'll go away. Young women and young men need to know their worth. He probably is doing what he knows. Not an excuse. He needs to pay for his actions, but he probably had been around similar. You're right. Evolving behavior, bad behavior that evolves. We don't take me out the country without a passport. Okay, Zaire. I like that. I only let my daughter leave when she went to college. After she graduated, I let her leave at 23 years old. I like that. goes for a girl instead of a woman because he has the need to control, because he himself was dominated when he was growing up. I see that cycle. That's my point. The neighbor felt her as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rest in peace to this young girl. Now she don't have her life. Now they're doing these vigils in in New York for her life. And it's like this could have all been prevented had somebody really, truly, like, maybe I don't want to say this, but cared about her. Maybe offered a little bit of like, girl, where the fuck you staying? What's going on? I'm sure she had bruises on her. The man in the store said he didn't even want to respond because he whatever he said to her, she just snapped and looked down. I'm like, whoa, I've never been under no shit like that before. Crazy. Now, I hope y'all hit that like button. We finna get into this last story. Okay, this last story, and it is I saved the last that's the most hurling to me. The most hurling. Please hit that like button. What you say? Yes, the vigil. Yes, the vigil. Okay, but know what to do for the living around you so this doesn't happen to another. Okay, those neighbors suck. Please, and drop the crowns too. Thank you, Linda B. Drop some crowns and please hit that like button, y'all. We made it to our last story of the day. Thank y'all for riding with me. We had an hour and 31 minutes. We've been doing this. I've been learning how to move us along. Thank y'all for being here. I just want to let y'all know I appreciate it. I've been using my keyword so y'all can win some money tomorrow. Remember, $50 giveaway tomorrow. Y'all just drop the keyword in the Cash App and bam, you got it just like that. Not tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow is Friday. Maybe my days all turned around. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow, Friday. But thank y'all for being here. It's been a pleasure. It truly has. I love sharing these stories with y'all. Thank y'all so much. Look at those crowns. Thank y'all for the crowns. Thank you between pages. Thank y'all for the crowns. Thank y'all for the crowns. Keep dropping them crowns. All right, we're gonna get to this last story. So our last story is just it's one of those stories. So we have a Jayvean Burley, okay? This crazy nut. Body of a 1-year-old found in California river. Father arrested, police say. Now let's talk about it. So you have this woman and her boyfriend. They have this arrangement where he picks the kids up on Sunday and drops them off on Wednesday. So on the day in question, right? Jayvean he has 2 kids with her. He has a boy and a girl, right? The girl was a 1-year-old. And the boy, I believe, was 2. I believe the boy was 2. And so he picks them up. He's 22 years old, and the mother, her name is Lanisha Ho. So he picks them up, and the mother said she noticed that he had an attitude, like he was pissed the fuck off. I don't give a fuck what agreement we got. I noticed you got an attitude. Bitch, you ain't taking my kids. What the fuck you mean you ain't taking my kids? No, what's wrong with you? But she said he seemed to be normal with the kids, so she decided, let him take the kids. So he takes the kids. Well, when it came time to return the kids, she would go pick them up. And she said that when she went there, it was only one child, and her 1-year-old was missing. And so she calls the police, but the mother, his mother, Jayvean's mother, also calls the police and say, I think he's done something to his child. And so that track all the way that day, this man threw the 1-year-old baby over the fucking bridge in Inglewood, California. Threw her over the fucking bridge, 1-year-old baby. Found her body at the bottom of the fucking bridge. Arrested him. And the mother she's just distraught. And y'all know how I feel about this kind of shit. We are always distraught after the activity. But see, for me, the signs were all there. If he shows up with an attitude, I don't give a fuck. You know how mental health runs rampant around. Can't give me an hour. I gotta finish getting them dressed. Bitch, that hour could have maybe bought him going to smoke a blunt and calm the fuck down. But we gotta think. And I know you probably had experienced that before and it was cool. He brought him, he showed up, but this nigga just snapped out the fucking blue. So y'all get into this, man. Y'all get into this woman. And the sad part about it is that she feels how I'm saying it now. She feels to blame. She feels like it's her fault. Well, I hate to say it ain't your fault because you can't blame yourself for what he did, but it could have been prevented. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, we spoke to the one-year-old's devastated mother. She tells us her family is rallying around her, helping her to try to make sense of all of this. She tells us that when her children's father came to pick them up on Sunday, there was no argument, no tension, no signs of trouble, which makes all of this all the more confusing. A devastated mother asks God why. Her love and heartbreak told through his stories. One-year-old Leilani Dream Burley, or Lonnie, was learning to sign, loved books, praising the Lord. That can't believe her baby, Jayvean Burley. This is his booking photo from an unrelated arrest in San Bernardino County 4 years ago. Englewood police say it was a suspect's own mom who went to Long Beach to pick his 2 kids from mom and came back. On Instagram, Holt detailed how for more than a day, Burley refused to tell them where Leilani was, saying, "Don't worry about it, she's fine." But she wasn't. Police say they found little Leilani's body in the LA River under the Ocean Boulevard Bridge. Now Holt is posting detailing her baby's short but beautiful life, even sharing this photo taken just days ago, not knowing it would be the last. Holt is asking her story be spread to bring justice for little Leilani, the one-year-old with gorgeous big eyes, a sweet smile, and a family who desperately loved her. Police say Leilani's body was found yesterday, and inmate records show that Burley was booked that same day on suspicion of murder and child endangerment. Those same inmate records show that he's due in court tomorrow. Live in
Whew. So I just wanted to make sure I showed this because she started off saying that, but this is what was in the article. He was angry at the time he picked them up, but didn't say or do anything that would foreshadow what he was then accused of doing. He came to my home to pick up my kids, she said. He was angry at the time, but normal, though. He was normal. He didn't look like he was panicked at all. What? He was angry? I don't get it. He was angry at the time he picked them up, but didn't say or do anything that would foreshadow what he was then accused of doing. So what did he do that make you thought he was angry? Because see, if you're angry, you're not taking my babies. You're angry. What's up? What's going on? Let's talk. But he came to my home and he was normal. He didn't look like he was panicked at all. Come on. What are we talking about? Are you come on, mom. Come on, baby. So now we're here. Tragic. Fucking tragic. Tragic. I just can't imagine. And thank you, Patrice, for becoming a new member. Thank you. Shout out to the new members and shout out to the members. Thank y'all for being a part of the crew. Look at them crowns. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. My God. Attitude. My baby ain't going angry. Bitch, what? Fuck wrong with you? He didn't snap out the blue. He has had these signs before. Had to. Clearly, she probably is feeling full of guilt. And I feel for her. People have attitudes all of the time, but still functional and do not kill their children. This is breaking my heart. I hope he shows up with all kinds of lumps. So let's get into his first appearance in court. Look at this motherfucker here. I want y'all to see how he looks. You little bastard. That little baby ain't have nothing to do with you. Look at him.
Murder charges filed today against a man accused of killing his own baby daughter who was just a year old. Our Rob Hayes reports from the courthouse in Long Beach.
Charged with murder and in court for his first appearance.
Mr. Burley, good afternoon to you. You have a right to be arraigned today.
Jayvean Burley accused of killing his 1-year-old daughter, Leilani. Her body found in the waters of the LA River under the Ocean Boulevard Bridge in Long Beach.
She was murdered by her father. He pulled her off the bridge.
That's Lanisha Hull, the mother of the dead girl, in an emotional interview with Eyewitness News earlier this week. She says Burley picked up Leilani and her 3-year-old brother Sunday night in Long Beach, but that when he arrived at his mother's home in Inglewood, Leilani was missing.
He was angry at the time, but normal though. He was normal. He didn't look like he was planning something or anything at all.
In court today, Burley and his attorney asked for more time before making a plea. He's charged with murder and assault on a child causing death. Investigators have not said how the toddler died and whether or not she was dead before she was thrown into the river. Burley's bail has been set at $2,050,000. He's due back in court January 10th. In Long Beach, Rob Hayes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great
Get that nigga out of here. He needs to be street justice. So what gets me is that they said a couple of things here. We don't know how the baby died. They won't say how the baby died. Could have been dead before and then dumped. Maybe shaking the baby out of anger during a car ride or something, and didn't know what to do, so then decided to throw the baby over. All of those details they're keeping tight-lipped. I'm sure because they don't want his attorneys to help them with their plea deal, but they're working on a plea deal. Obviously, he's gonna admit, guilt allegedly in this case. But what's something tragic to fucking do? First of all, a 1-year-old baby. Let's just make it minimize that. 12 months old. 12 months old, and you see somebody angry. I don't give a fuck. Mother, grandmother, father, angry, and you're giving them for 3 days and they're angry? Hell no. And she's so distraught she can barely even fucking speak. And it's just like, I know you hurt. I know. We know. But from us looking from the outside in at this given moment, we're just learning from the signs of if somebody's angry, you ain't giving them your fucking child. And I don't want to put the blame on her, but I always am the one to look at the signs. And that's behavior that has evolved. His behavior obviously evolved to that manner. Either he shook the baby, didn't know what he was doing, something happened prior to, or he was just angry and it just popped. He snapped right then and there. And it did. But that's evolved behavior, if you ask me. Attitude, my baby ain't going. Period. Is the mother hearing impaired? I don't know if she's hearing impaired or not. I don't know why, but the anchor saying the mother of the dead girl just irked me. Yeah, and you see me say, get him out of here. She sounds like she on the spectrum. Where is Charles Bronson when we need him? I think mom is hearing impaired. They say baby was learning to do sign language. My kid ain't going. I had a teacher who was hearing impaired and she sounded like the mother. That's even worse. You're hearing impaired, so you're already at a disadvantage, and you can understand clearly that the man is angry. But it also now explains why there was nothing else she could do but give the children over, because I'm sure he probably had a demand or a forceful demand. I don't care, whatever. Give me the kids, whether he was angry or not. So I'm sure she approached it that way, and then that makes it even more worse because she seemed like she couldn't control it. Even if she could say no, she couldn't. Which then leads to another whole situation of DV. Like, what else are we got going on here? Clearly, there were signs beforehand. So it's sad. Rest in peace to this 1-year-old baby. And I hope this man gets justice. I hope he gets a lot of jail time. You fucker, you need the jail time on some real shit. So fucking sad. My kid ain't going. Period. When you ain't leaving, get your ass in here. You ain't going no fucking where. Period. All right, crew. That's what I have for y'all today. Thank y'all for being here. And before y'all dip out on me, before I do my my respiel of what we talked about today, hit that like button. And replay crew, hit that like button. If you made it this far, crew, replay crew, yeah, you part of the crew. If you hit the replay this far, hit the like button. Show me some love. Today, we talked about Tim Scott. We got into Tim Scott potentially becoming the next challenger to Trump as the GOP presidential nominee. So this will get real interesting. They've been talking him up for some time now. We talked about this man who kicked the 79-year-old woman on the bus. I showed you a little bit of the video clip of him doing it. And what got me the most was that people were just literally sitting still like, oh my God. Men and women, just like nobody did nothing. We talked about the woman who just dropped the fucking kids on the ground after a dispute with a man, and now they're both being arrested, and now the kids are no longer in either one of their custody, all over a relationship quarrel. We talked about Sam Brinton, the nuclear deputy in the Department of Energy, who's out here stealing luggage. Sam is out here stealing luggage and putting on these clothes, and then out here working in the nuclear waste department. No, sir. No, ma'am. We talked about the woman who was dragged during daylight at the gas station. Get the fuck out of here. Just dragged at the gas station. We talked about the man who was kidnapped this woman, held her in the house for 3 weeks with his filed down teeth, and told her that if you try to escape again, I will eat your throat, basically with his teeth. Girl, I knew she had to be terrified. Baby, can you imagine somebody telling you, and you see the teeth? Like, it's one thing somebody with regular teeth tell you, bitch, I'll eat your throat. Okay, you try it, bitch. But to actually have filed down canine out in the jungle teeth saying some shit like that, no, ma'am. I would have been like, okay, we done. We talked about Kamaria Johnson, who was missing for 19 months after vanishing her abusive father, and nobody believed her, even her fucking mother. We talked about Zaire Crumble, who killed the 16-year-old girlfriend, and we just still don't understand how in the hell does a 16-year-old get to have a boyfriend 18 and live on their own. Maybe that's something I don't understand. We talked about the woman who's in a relationship quarrel, pinned the man up against the fence and went after the woman in the car and said, fuck your kids. Girl, you crazy wank. We talked about Jayvean, and we ended on Jayvean Burley, who murdered his own 1-year-old daughter, found in the California River. Such a disgusting story. So that was your local news. That's everything. We went around the world today, y'all. We talked about all kind of shit today. We touched politics, crazy stories, murder stories, missing, abuse. We touched it all today, but I want you all to remember that a lot of the behavior you've seen today was evolved behavior that came from somewhere, someplace. And it's always up to us as innocent bystanders or people who may be a potential victim to look for these signs. Look for behavior that, escalates. Look for all of those signs, even if it's on the smallest scale, because as you see, potentially it gets out of control. So you want to keep yourself out of limelight. And then also I want to extend my sincerest condolences to his family, and rest in peace to Twitch. May God rest your may God rest your soul and bless your family. So I know your wife is they just had celebrated a 3-year their anniversary, got a $2 million home. They were doing dances in the home 3 days ago, and then this happened. So yeah, I definitely send my condolences and rest in peace to him. Remember, if you want to help, there are signs. I talked about them at the beginning of this live. Please tune in to the beginning, and thank y'all. As always, thank y'all for being here for the news. Okay, if I don't give y'all anything else, I'm gonna give y'all some news. Now tomorrow I will be back to award the winner. But we're gonna be doing hot topics and local news. You know how I mix it up at the end of the week. Just give you a posh posh. That's when we'll get into Brittany Griner, Club Q. We're gonna get into Megan Thee Stallion case. I know y'all. I knew that y'all probably didn't want to hear about it. Y'all been hearing about it enough, and so I was like, I won't include it in today's show. So I wanted to give y'all some around the world, around the nation topics. But we're going to get back into it tomorrow because Kelsey and Megan, the contradictory of it all, I want to explore that. I want to explore it because now I'm looking, we ain't going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. So y'all come prepared to chat again tomorrow. And I love when y'all show up for me and y'all come through. Thank y'all so much. And I hope y'all enjoyed the topics. My Lord. I hope that baby is resting in eternal peace. I hope they tag him every chance they get in that jail. Okay, Risa, stick that nigga. I'm wondering if the man is special needs too. Oh, thank you, Patrice. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. You too. You too. Great show. Thank you, Brick Girl. Thank you. See, I'm doing all of that and still dressed a fool. And still better luggage. Everybody have a blessed day. Okay, thank you. I wonder what they will do with the sharp teeth guy in jail. Will they make him wear a muzzle, take his teeth out? That's a good ass question. Because nigga, you got a whole weapon in your mouth and you gotta eat. He better be eating alone. Bitch. Yeah, that was very scary. Thank you, Coco. Thank you. I'm so lost with the celebrity stuff. Been around the world and yeah. I can't find my baby. I have an aunt. Her name is Gwendolyn, but we call her Peaches. Aunt Peaches. And when I was younger, I used to hang with my cousin at her house. And she used to sing that song all the time. I used to hear her. Been around the world, and and as I got older, I would connect the songs to her. So it just made me think about Auntie Peaches. Shout out to Auntie Peaches and shout out to my cousin. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here before I get to rambling. I appreciate y'all for showing up for me. Make sure y'all hit that like on the way out. And until next time, which is tomorrow, I'll be here. Deuces.
Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Oh, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know he can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News. Let's go. Let's start this show.